Hi, I'm Stefan, Woolley, coach at POWA Tennis, and we're looking here today just comparing a couple techniques. So this is Gael on this side from France, very good French tennis player, and on the other side is me actually hitting with him. We're going to have a look at both within this video. I'm going to have a side-by-side at the end if you want to stay tuned, but basically we're seeing here from the start is how early and how easy the ball coming to Gael, and I think a lot of the time we find with technique is repetitive nature and muscle memory over time. So this is something, especially him training and when he was playing at 21 at a close to professional level, is this is day in day out. So when you repeat this stroke of your technique, it becomes more fluid over time. So you see how we slow down here. The racket head speed even in slow motion is so quick, and I'm struggling just to swipe at the ball because he's putting it back so fast. So you can see here, on the backhand, even on slow motion, the racket head speed, his legs get low, he's got a great low base, and he can quickly rip through that ball. And when you're doing that with the racket head speed, it's such a great development, and you have to have no impingement. So when you're practicing that technique on the racketed speed, you can practice by dropping a ball, have someone Spanish feed drop a ball ahead of you, and just keep ripping the ball constantly, using the wrist and the arm, getting through as fast as you can. And this is something that a lot of players, especially the tour, I know a lot of female players, Azarenka and Bartoli, do these drills so regularly where we're learning to just explode off that instantaneous, creating your own power. So what we're doing in this hitting here is, Gael is sending all the power down my end, and I'm trying to just block it with my technique. But I'm restricted. The technique is lacking from my end. I might be able to play okay, but he's seeing the balls with such continual power and that rip that makes it uncomfortable for me. If you look at the position of court position here, how close he stands into the baseline, sometimes when he comes in to take it away, I'm standing back just to deal with some of the pace coming through. And another player, Shapovalov, does this all the time. He does a drill where he actually stands inside the baseline to hit his stroke, and that's how they can develop this quick racket head speed, because basically it's the thing, it's putting you in a position where you'll never be consistently hitting inside the baseline. But the good players, maybe Federer, learn to stand on top of the baseline. But if you can stand inside the baseline and also hit the ball back, imagine what happens when you go back. Your timing will be amazing. So you see here, this is me hitting, and the difference in technique is my strokes. They're much more compact. I don't use much of my connect chain. You can see my legs have little to no work, and this has always been an issue. It's very relaxed or simplistic, lazy technique. You can think it's sort of it works. It's compact, but it has limitations. So the technique's quite an important thing to get down pat when you're younger, is have large fluid strokes. Look at the grip, look at the topspin you can create, because as you see, my forehand is very flat, and that type of ball puts him into rhythm, and what he can do with it is create height and topspin and put me in positions. But when I'm put back and trying to hit a flat ball, it's always dropped short, so it's pretty hard to do. So we can see the importance of having the curl and the topspin on the modern game. And we can see these side to side. So basically he's going from a better, lower position, getting the weight down and lifting up with the wrist and the body weight. But mine is sort of coming through, it's straight, sort of a swipe at the ball. And what's that happening? It's sending back okay, but the compactual nature of it just means I'm more defending off the power that he's sending, rather than being able to create my own, because the racket head speed difference is you can see is dramatic. So if we were playing against each other more, I get used to his ball and hitting like this, my technique might be adjust a little bit to get used to the pace. It might actually make me improve. So it's very important when you're playing to hit with players both lower and above your stand, to get used to different varies of pace, because tennis is game of matchups. Comparing these two techniques here, they're different. Obviously Gael has more ability on the stroke, but you just work with what you have and try and make your game adjust. But when you're still young, and especially going into late teens, you should make sure that you can get the most out of your technique. So if someone was coaching me now, we can still add in, a rotation, need some more leg engagement and also some strength, and maybe then review how much I'm using the slice or the double hand backhand in a match, and they're things you can actually keep and work on. Then, you know, go back and video it and review it, and especially play with different game styles and see if it improves, and then maybe I'll be setting down some heavier balls back down that end. But especially when you're young, you know, it's very important to try and get as much technical development out of it, because the later you get in your career, it becomes actually harder because you're so stuck in the way you hit. So that's just a little technical comparison today. Great hitting going from Gael, and hopefully you enjoyed, and subscribe for some more content.